this standing sequence of postures I'm going to share with you, we're going to cycle between one really strong, static standing posture where we'll be using a lot of muscular activity to hold ourselves in a balanced stretch. And then we'll switch into something much softer and lighter where we can actually relax the knees a little bit, relax the belly. So we're going to start off with a standing posture, the arms reaching down by your sides, standing still. Have the feet a couple of inches apart. Push down through your feet. Push down through your heels. Lift up through your kneecaps. Lift up through your thighs. Slightly tuck your tailbone under. And as you do that, engage the lower abdominals, engage the pelvic floor so that there's a light squeezing. And then reach, reach, reach with your arms. And as you do that, slightly tuck your shoulder blades, drawing them back towards each other so that you feel as though you're really open across your collarbones. And then tuck your chin in so you get really long the back of your neck. Reach down through your arms. This tiny smile at the corner of your lips. Keep your arms reaching down. I'm going to move my hands just to describe how I want you to be breathing in this posture. So the rib cage moves out to the sides and back in. It moves back and front, and it moves up and down. I want you to focus for this posture on the sideways movement. So as you inhale, think about expanding out into the space around you to the sides. As you exhale, think about the rib cage drawing in, inhaling, and exhaling. The arms still by your sides, but just following the movement of my hands with your intention and your breath. Exhale. Let's take one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Coming into a soft posture. Feet are wider apart, at least hip width apart, still parallel. Your knees are going to slightly bend now. You're going to connect down to the balls of your feet. And we're going to start to twist. So let the pelvis go really soft, so the belly is really soft, pelvic floor no longer tensing up. And just swing your arms as far as they will go. Let your arms be like pendulums, freely swinging. And we'll take this for a couple of minutes. Same kind of deep breathing, imagining that lateral expansion of your rib cage. And your hands lightly tapping the sides of your rib cage, just waking up your ribs and freeing up tension in the intercostal muscles between the ribs so that you can expand your breath. Breathing more deeply, releasing your shoulders, releasing your elbows, releasing your wrists. You can let your head turn a little, or you can keep it absolutely still. There's benefits to both, whichever you're more comfortable with. Let's start to bring some foot movement in. So as you twist, just let your heel lift and turn your hips in the direction that your body's going. Variation, you can bring the hands slightly higher up your back. So a word of wisdom for those of you who feel really tight in this movement, do it for double the length that I'm going to do it in this sequence. Now let's change the foot movement. Let's bring the feet back to being still for a moment. And then we're going to turn the toes out in the direction that we're moving. So we just pivot on the heel. And just turning your toes out, which enables us to sink down onto one leg and really get a nice sense of rotation through both hip joints. This is we're just showing the hips to the side of the room that we're in. And then stilling yourself with your feet, arms still moving, tension back in your breathing. One big breath in and a sigh. Another big breath and a sigh. And another big breath. And a sigh. And then slow movement down with your arms and release that movement. Just pause for a moment. Feel the circulation of energy, warmth, tingling through your palms, your wrists, elbows, shoulders. Your breath in. Slow exhale. Just getting really still and really centered between each movement. Our next posture is called Utkatasana. So we're going to come into a position with the feet together, the toes spread, coming into a strong yoga posture, sinking down through your hips. So it is as though we're sinking into a chair. This posture is great for core stability, but why I particularly like it is it really makes us work into our upper back, because here, instead of rounding the spine, we're actually going to sink with the hips, lift with the chest, which forces us to engage the upper thoracics into a position called extension. And then if we follow that with our arms, it's good work for our upper backs. So the arms may just want to get to here. Over time, we're slowly going to work them up. So go to where you comfortably can. Slowly, slowly bringing your arms as high as you can and sinking down through your seat. Not into a deep squat. So it's higher than if you were actually sitting on a chair. It's somewhere in between standing upright and coming into a 90-degree angle. Hips sinking back, arms reaching overhead as close to your ears as you can. So I'll show that to you from the front. You just keep in that position. So sinking down, reaching your arms, trying to get your ears and your arms level with each other. Lifting up from your elbows to your little fingers, pulling down from your elbows into the shoulder blades. And standing. And release. I'm going to repeat that same posture. Just take a nice breath in. And exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, sink into your hips once again. Inhale, reaching up. Lift your gaze, looking up between your eyebrows. 5 breaths. 2, 3, bring your arms a little closer to your ears. 4, and 5. Inhale, standing up. Exhale, release. Take your feet slightly apart and just stand for a moment. Coming back to neutral. So our next posture, again coming into a softer form from Qigong, is going to be again focused on an extension, so really an expansion across the chest, forcing a lifting and movement in the upper back. We're going to simply step the right foot forwards, lift your arms and come onto the back foot, back toes of the back foot. Other side, lifting, reaching up through your arms and stepping back. Lifting, coming up, step forwards with the other foot, arms up. So let's just take a nice breath in, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Take the arms slightly out to the sides now. Inhale, open, exhale. Inhale, open, exhale. Inhale, open, exhale. Inhale, open, exhale. Open, exhale. do one more on each side. Inhale, opening. Exhale. Opening. And exhale. Just standing still for a moment. 3 breaths. And that balance between postures.